Shit, I ain't really no professional at it. The only thing is, like, I like talking to people, man, and I can keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, y'all got the swamp tree, the swamp radio. What's it? The swamp. What's it? Radio.
well, there's Swamp Radio. That's a radio station down in Miami, Florida. But the Swamp Music Mafia is really it's a collaboration slash collective of people that cross promote. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's a bunch of art like Tone the Bone, King Kush, Skeet, Peacock, uh, Prospect South, and then we had a member Rebellis, but he just dropped out of it. But really, it's like if we need bars, you know what I'm saying? Say I want to collaborate on a song or something, or I got a song with the open, I throw it out to them, you know what I'm saying? And they or we'll do like a whole group collaborative thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
But
think I've heard some of y'all's work.
it's all really it's about individual bosses that come together for the greater good. We're trying to create like a community that's like for artists by artists, kind of. You
Oh,
see what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Yeah.
So like what me and you are doing, we're both artists, right?
Right.
We have to live in this social media world. And see, for me, it's easier to just get on my phone or get on the live with other people that I'm working with, you know, music wise. I'm
No,
trying to
you
set
good,
this
man.
down.
You good?
But the other people we have in the group will be there in that capacity. Now, I've been working with Peacock as my producer. And in my solo songs with him, I'll holler out Swamp Music Mafia just to shout it out. You see what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
have that solo work, and everybody does their own solo work. So it's not like a 3-6 Mafia where everybody's doing all the art all together in the studio at once. It's kind of like a modern version of like a stable. It's like a wrestler stable. You know what I'm saying? Like the wrestler
Yeah.
stables back in the day where
Yeah.
they would always fuck with each other, but they would fuck with other wrestlers too. You know what I mean? So
The old style.
yeah, just old school and real collaborative, kind of a whole collaborative effort
Right.
and supporting in the whole spirit of okay, if I share my stuff, it's one thing, but if 8 people share my stuff, it's different. And then if
Right.
I'm sharing all their stuff, that way it's like less paid promotion. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather put money into the art form, getting the mixes done, networking, you know what I mean? Doing shows.
Yeah. 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 Well, I got people we coming into the chat. I see people. What's up, Misty, Creeker, Mariah, Diana, Dirty South? Um, I feel like off horn out road recreation. I feel like we're all one big happy fan. I really feel like country rap is one big family. Like literally everybody knows everybody. Really. Uh,
For
if,
sure.
if you
Yeah.
don't know somebody, just give it time. You're gonna meet them eventually, whether it's at an event, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And but look, I know we're gonna get into the music, but I want to talk real quick about you. You served this country. You was in the military, right?
Yes. In the Air Force.
In the air. Oh wow. So that's actually, yeah. That's the Air Force is kind of the harder one to get into, from what I understand, huh?
Yeah. I was an airborne Korean linguist in the Air Force.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're bilingual.
Not necessarily anymore. I knew Korean pretty well when I was in the Air Force, you know what I'm saying? And we had
Yeah.
refresher courses and stuff, but I was also doing my job, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
everything really all the activity, because I was in 7 to 11, all the activity was really in the Middle East at the time. And like the jobs, well, I like for the Korea mission were kind of like people that had been there for a while.
Yeah.
It was hard to get in on the ground floor. You kind of had to prove yourself other places, type stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But I did 4 years in there. I got out. I got out because it kind of, you know, I love my country, but like the politics of the military just wasn't for me. I just leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. So speaking another language, because believe it or not, I used to speak fluent Spanish. But so speaking another language, if you don't use it all the time, you'll lose it. Correct?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right. Like I if I was talking to a Korean, like I was listening in a restaurant the other day and some people were speaking Korean and I could understand everything they were
yeah,
saying, but I didn't necessarily feel confident enough to start answering back. And if
right.
they start talking with me, I'd be like, wait, I only know how hold on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
but if I hit the refresher, if I hit the refresher on it, like I can watch Squid Games and pick up most of it, but as far as like speaking it, I can't do it as good as I was doing it then. I mean, you had 63 weeks with we had at the end we had 4 people in the room and 5 Korean teachers for our class that day.
No,
That would just swap out.
right, right. Well, like I said, I used to speak Spanish. Because when you're a traveling journeyman in the South, you kind of have to learn how to speak Spanish.
Oh, I know
And
job site Spanish for sure.
yeah, yeah. I learned job site Spanish at first, and then it got a little more in depth. And so then when I went behind the desk and started to when I got stuck in an office, uh, I totally forgot it. Like I can read it better than I can talk it now. Um, he's been say enough to get me by. So you was in the military, and then you look. So you served a little bit of time. Uh, it's no shame. I served time in Peru, man. You know what I'm saying? But is
Oh,
that
I ain't got no shame in it. I've been
yeah?
off parole for over a year. I beat recidivism. I'm pretty stoked about that. And I'm a family man now, trying to do the
Right,
right thing. You know what I mean? Well, I'm doing the right thing. I'm not trying.
right, right.
Definitely do right by my wife and kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the thing about country rap artists. Like a country rap artist is not a rapper that's running the streets, cooking dope, shaking a jug, gang banging. A country rap artist, they what their story is, they've already perfected it, and now they're giving their version of their story to the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for
Like
sure.
I had a homegirl tell me the other day. I told her, I said, I feel like I'm too old through in your life has brought you to this point. Every lesson that you learned, everything that you know has brought you to this point so you can be that rapper. And I was like, yeah, that I like that. Do you kind of feel like that has a lot of weight to it?
I feel exactly that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, when I was locked up, the last time I was locked up, I wrote a lot. I wrote every day. It was one of my favorite things to do, and I would write letters. I would write in a journal. I would just write, not necessarily songs or nothing really. I'd write a
Okay.
little bit of poetry, but when I got out, I really didn't know nothing about country rap, the lane. Like I was bumping Jelly Roll way back before I even knew what country rap was. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because the original Jelly Roll fans, I don't think they like my homies didn't know what country rap was, but everybody knew like till the wheels fall off and the old shit. You know what I mean? And I wanted to tell my story like you said, and I was like, I was having a hard time because I had been a deadbeat dad to my kids for a long time from fucking up. You know what I mean? And it was to the point where I'd been gone so long that they find it hard to trust. I got a bar like that in one of my songs, but like, it's one of those situations where I understand because I was gone so long, locked up, addicted. You know what I mean? And when I come out of it, I tried to get back into their lives, but it was kind of like so much time lost and so many questions and not knowing how to communicate that I was like, I need to communicate in a way where I won't not be heard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yeah.
and instead of directing everything, toward them, I mean, I make songs for my homies. I make songs for myself. I make songs for my family members. One of my first songs was a song pleading with my brother to get off dope because I had just come out of it. he's done it before and before and before, and now he's you know locked up till 28. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah,
So so there's a lot about my life that because I fuck with like the whole lane, bro. Like, and some of the like smaller people, you know what I'm saying? I'm just starting to come around to, but I didn't see my story in it, and I needed to get it out there. You know what I mean? And I knew I
yeah,
could do it because I had the words, I had the experience, veteran.
right,
I used to sling. I was into weed and psychedelics, and that led me into meth. But in 17, I was on the needle, dog. I ain't got no shame in it because I've been clean. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
right. It's your
So
story,
I don't have to have no shame because I had one slip up when I got out of prison. It's been 5 years since that.
right,
So I
right,
say 7 years clean because I really didn't do dope in prison, and I got brothers that can vouch for it.
right. And there's dope in prison.
Oh, it's rampant.
Yeah,
There's a pandemic, but you
yeah.
know what? You know what? It shouldn't be stopped because some people need to do their time like that. You know what I mean? And
That's
I
a good
respect
point.
that, bro. I respect that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I didn't get high like that, but if you got 15 years to go, because I had a chance at parole. I wasn't fucking around. I was, what I did in prison, bro. I crocheted and sent the shit to the streets, or I crocheted for people and they would trade me noodles. And really,
yeah,
I stayed in protein and coffee the whole time from crocheting, and I would do blankets. I would do like teddy bears with people's initials, and I had a brother, and we would study the runes together, bro, and talk about runes and shit and the hidden meanings behind them and stuff. And we sit there and crochet, you know what I'm saying? Stay away from the bullshit, stay in our lane, keep it respectful, and that's how we did our time, man. Because
yeah.
them lifers ain't hearing no bullshit. And as long as you come with respect, that's what it is. In
That's their
prison,
home.
yeah, it's their home. You got to come with respect, man.
Yeah,
Hands
yeah,
down. Yeah.
yeah. I boxed. I boxed. I seen a social media video today where they had two kids learning how to box, and they put
Yeah.
a tire in the middle of the room, and they put
Yeah.
their foot in a tire to teach them how to stay in that zone. And I was like, I'll be damned. There was an old tire in the yard, and he took the tire and he's like, put your foot in the tire, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna teach you how to stay in the zone. And I was like, man, this is some shit he just made up. But now he didn't, and now I believe. I didn't believe him then, but I believe him now because you don't know if you can believe somebody or not in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's like a roll of the dice. you know, but you make music with a purpose. In other words,
Yeah,
uh,
there's a why. And that's funny because that's one of the questions I was going to ask you because I do have a why. And that's why I was talking about like my why is more in an example I'm trying to show. Like, because I'm going to talk about dope in my songs, some, not everyone, that wouldn't be interesting. But when I mention things like that, like, here's an example. I had a buddy, I was showing him a song and I said something about meth in it and he almost jumped out of his skin. And I was like, that was weird. But then, like a week later, he went to jail. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't even know dude was high.
oh wow,
Because if I knew that, he wouldn't have been in my house. But he was my dog, and he was like, "Hey, I'm coming through." So I was like, the door's open for my people. You know what I'm saying?
right?
It's like that all over the South. Wipe your
Where
feet before
where
you
are
come in
you?
the house. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It don't say knock.
yeah. Where are
You know
you
what
at?
I
What
mean?
state are
If
you
you
in?
knocking, something's wrong.
Yeah, you the police.
Yeah, you could be. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. We get
Uh,
we get regular close family members still won't knock on the door. I'm like, please.
yeah. So I what you're in Florida, right?
No, I'm in Middle Tennessee, but I got people in Florida. I got people in Louisiana. I recently came from Kentucky. Shout out OBKY. I've known that town since I was 18. I've lived in Michigan. That's where my daddy's parents are buried in Bay City, Michigan. But and my daddy was born a Yankee, but he was in Louisiana about 10 years before I was born. You know what I'm saying? And my mama's whole family goes back in Louisiana 250 years.
Oh wow.
Uh, like when they were immigrants coming over to work the oyster fields.
Okay.
like not rich people,
Right.
like come over on boats like everybody else and
Yeah.
fucking work.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
No. Yeah. No white privilege.
no immigrant scumbags that had to. They lived out the American dream. My grandpa, he was 42 and he died, but he was a tugboat. When I was real little, he was a tugboat captain and had a company, and he died in a car accident. But I mean, he was about his business, and my mama was real young when that happened, like early 20s, and
Oh.
he's never filled out an application. You know what I'm saying? She's always worked for
Yeah.
herself. She's always
Right.
worked for herself.
Right.
She's never filled out an application. So
Oh. Oh. You mean a job application? Oh. Okay.
yeah, she's always
Okay.
been the boss. Like she hand out applications. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But
Right. Right. Well, I
you
think
know what I
that's
mean? And
cool,
my
man.
daddy was a trucker and a bartender and a DJ, if that tells you anything. That motherfucker likes to have a good time for sure.
Oh, so he liked
Raised by
music
my
too.
grandpa, you know.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Rest in peace to my grandpa. But he liked music too. Does music run in your family?
My daddy was a DJ since the 70s, right? So he used to DJ my school dances and shit.
Oh
And
wow.
like we'd listen to the radio and I would hear my dad make up words to shit on the radio just trying to be funny and he'd be
Yeah.
all lewd. You know what I'm saying? He's a good old boy, so dick and fart jokes, you know what I mean? He's a trucker.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that, I was always like, man, it's kind of corny. But I would like, hear some shit. And really, the first time I realized I could write rhymes, I was listening to fucking ICP, bro. I'll be dead up honest with you. It was ICP, and I'm pretty sure it was like bugs on my nuts or something. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I can make words to this, and they had plenty of space in the songs. Back in the day, it was Mikey Clark. He had space in the songs where
Yeah.
they'd have these dope ass break beats where you just be bobbing your head. And my dude would like be sitting there scribbling. I'll be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm writing a rap to this." I'm like, "What? You could do that?" And then from then I would always do it alone or like freestyle with my buddies and shit. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like a primary focus ever. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Yeah. Well, I'll say this, man. I've listened to your music, and I'll say I would not consider you a rapper. I would consider you a lyricist because, and anybody in the chat, if you want to, if you when you get done with the chat, not now, but when the chat's over, if you want to go check Swamp Crusader out and listen to his lyrics, this man is a walking book. How if you had to count, how many songs have you put out?
Well, I know at one point I had like 40. And then I dropped that album. I stopped counting it. I stopped counting really, but hell, I got another 13 song album with Peacock Productions right here.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's 40 songs in like what time period? How long? What's the time frame?
well, check this out. You appreciate this. So the distro kid hit this morning, and it took the yearly out, and I was like, yes, because I've heard all these horror stories about no money being in the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
or like it goes to an old account or something. Because I've heard people like they sign on to it and then their card expires and it goes to take it. It's like, oh, you didn't pay, and then blocks all their songs.
yeah. Been there, done that. Yeah,
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 so like,
and yeah. Bro.
it was a blessing when it hit, but that goes to show you that was my yearly and it hit today. So since last February, um, yeah,
Over 50
I've been,
songs.
yeah, and I took a bunch down because, the stuff like you were saying, you come to me with advice
Yeah,
about a year ago.
yeah.
And because I hit you up because we did that song with Old Skeet. Shout out Old Skeet.
A shout out old
Uh,
Ski. Yeah,
yeah, them boys. That was my first music video. Actually, my only real music video.
yeah.
I put my music videos on Instagram really and do some little like in between changing diapers, like yeah, motherfucker. You know what I mean? But
And you murdered that song, bro. You murdered that song, bro. For
well,
real.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I
That's
switched.
when I heard you.
I switched from Bud Heavy to PBR tonight because they are tastier. I'll have to admit, but
Well, I'm drinking Michelob, but
hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like
old
spring water too.
yeah. Old Skeet was like, man, I got this guy, Swamp Tree Satyr. He actually was going to get cornbread on the song. And then something happened. Something fell through. Cornbread couldn't do it. So then he said, I got this guy, Swamp Tree Satyr, going to take cornbread's spot. I didn't care. And so I recorded my verse. And then when they sent me the final version of the song, I listened to the whole song and I was like, whoa, who's the dude at the end? Because that man just straight killed my verse. He straight
Well, I
murdered
mean, I
me.
had fun with that one, and I hadn't even heard. I don't think I had even heard anybody else's. I think he sent me actually the cornbread. Like something happened. He sent me another verse on there or something. I heard one other verse maybe, but yeah, that was a fun project. But like, for my own videos, I want to do like I want videographers to do my stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do it right the first time, and I haven't really made that right connection. But I'm about to try some stuff this next month. I got something going over in Columbia, Tennessee. Shout out Gray Matter.
Oh, great
He's gonna
matter.
hook me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna hook me up. So I'm pretty
Okay.
excited about that. Oh, Mafia in the house. There's Tone the Bone right
There's
there.
Tone the Bone. Hey, you in good hands with Great Matter, bro. That's a good dude, man. I met him at the 3-6 Mafia show. And then he used to tour with Colt Montgomery. Well, Colt Montgomery used to tour with him, actually. And so that's how I found out about him at first. And so he's good. And then my DJ Catfish, spoke highly of him. So yeah, you're in good hand. And you being in Tennessee, dog, you're right up there with it. You're surrounded by talented producers, videographers,
Yeah.
the whole nine. You know what I'm saying?
See, I like being far enough because I'm an hour and a half from Nashville. I'm closer to Florence, really. I like being that far. I'd probably rather do shows in Florence for real
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's just a less congested lane.
Yeah.
And it's deeper south. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you've been to Nashville. We all seen that. God damn.
What?
You know what I'm
What?
saying?
Whoa, what's time? Would
No,
you?
the Kid Rock shit. The Kid Rock shit. Cause like, I've been down there and ordered a water and got like looked at like I was a piece of trash. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
like
Well,
when I'm buying 3 other drinks and get a water for myself, you're like, you don't want anything to drink. Like,
yeah, that's how.
no,
Yeah.
it's called pregame.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean? Like,
My first time on Main Street, I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old on Main Street, and because we went to the Opry House, I was up there doing a talent show, and so then I went to Main Street when I got kicked out of Kid Rock's bar last year, and it's like night and day difference, like totally. I went to Main Street in Nashville in the 90s. And so then I went there last year. So last year compared to the 90s is and Haystack was on the phone telling me, get your fucking ass off of Main Street.
right.
And yeah, I'll be damn. I told him, I said, bro, I'm just rolling through real quick. I'm gonna get a drink. It's gonna be straight. It wasn't straight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And but I had fun, man. It happened, But I didn't
See,
know you
my
was in
my
go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, my city's New Orleans, bro. Like I grew up on the West Bank across the. I don't know if you ever go over there, but
New Orleans,
that's where I grew
Louisiana?
up at. Yeah,
Where at New Orleans?
Marrero. I went to Marrero Middle School. I went to elementary
On the
right
West
there.
Bank?
Yeah, on the West Bank, bro. I
Oh
got I got
wow,
family
bro.
over in Bell Chase. Yeah, I'm a West Bank hunky. Yeah.
Bro, you see,
Yeah, I've been rocking my grandpa's jacket. I've been rocking my grandpa's big ass Saints jacket, and it's like
yeah,
one of those truck stop jackets that's like $80 with the
yeah,
vinyl rainproof shit.
yeah, those nice. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and it's like 35 years old. Everybody's like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "It's been
yeah.
sitting in a closet for 25 years."
Oh, yeah. Hey, New
That's
Orleans.
that family shit, though. I ain't pay nothing.
Hey, shout out New Orleans, man. They just had a rough go at it, man. That is so insane to me. Look, yeah, I look like I damn near grew up on the East Bank in New Orleans. And right now I'm like 40 minutes from New Orleans. And so seeing a terrorist attack happen on Bourbon Street is like mind blowing to me. Like that stuff always happened in California, New York City. You know what I'm saying? You'd never think it would happen like 40 minutes down. Matter of fact, the dude down the road where I get my smoke from, he was there when it happened, and he texted me, he's sending me pictures. He walked up to the dude when he after they shot the dude and he's laid out like this. He walked up to him and took a picture of him and sent me the
Ooh.
picture. I might still have the picture, but yeah, man, that was crazy, bro. I couldn't believe it, man. I
Yeah,
used to do shows in
that
New
was pretty
Orleans.
wild. I was visiting my mama down in Florida when that shit happened for New Year's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was down visiting. We seen the beach balls drop in Panama City, but that's what they dropped like 15,000 beach balls like down on Pier Park,
Wow.
and they're like little miniature beach balls. And we took the kids down there, and they drop them in the middle of the street at like 8 o'clock, and then they have a big lit ball drop at midnight. But it's like they do a family friendly one at 8, and we went and seen the fireworks and shit.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So let
But
me
my
ask you,
grandma's on the North Shore. I'm actually going to be on the North Shore tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon. We got
in New
uh
Orleans?
on the North Shore, bro. Covington, Mandeville area,
Okay, all right. That's where Theo
across
Von's
the
from.
bridge, Causeway. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So you ain't gonna be too far from me. You know, I thought about walking down. Now, I thought about driving down to Bourbon Street and shooting some content because of what happened, just to show people, hey, this is Bourbon Street now after what had happened. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, we
I've
need to be
seen
reminding people of that shit.
Yeah, I've seen New Orleans change. Like my sister used to be a stripper on Bourbon Street. Like I used to do shows in New Orleans, but I stopped doing them because I could not I could not ask people to come see me and put my fans in that type of danger. Like I just couldn't so I got in touch with I forget the name of the promoter now, but I was like, I'm done in New Orleans. I'm not having people come to New Orleans and get put in danger like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a rough spot on St. Charles, and so I stopped doing shows in New Orleans. But one of my
Well,
first
there's
concerts was in New Orleans.
dude, the whole redneck Riviera right there. For those of y'all watching and don't know, the Gulf of America on the northern part, where the four states touch, right there. That right there is called the Redneck Riviera. Even down into Texas. You see what I'm saying? And what that means is you can go other places like Panama City is a great place that would probably, we could probably form a scene there. Gulfport, Mississippi. I know you done shit I know you done some shit down there, right?
I'm in
In
Gulfport
Gulfport.
right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, my grandma and grandpa, I'm going down there because my grandpa's memorial service is this Thursday, and he
Okay.
just passed last week. My grandpa on my mama's side, so we're
Okay.
heading down for his memorial service to see everybody in the family. Because man, we was just there for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's a blessing. We got to see him one last time and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that may everything happens for a reason like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
just worried for my grandma, but we'll be on the North Shore. But we're coming back on Friday. We got to be back up in Middle Tennessee, but that's where I'm at now.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this: since you say you're from New Orleans, did you grow up on No Limit and Master P and C Murder and Silk the Shocker and
DJ Jubilee, bro. What's the name of your school?
yeah,
What's the name of your school? Remember
and
that
then
shit? And that was like real DJ shit, where the crowd chants back and stuff. We all had
yeah,
different schools. The different schools had different dances and shit.
yeah, the old way when DJs had the everything was analog back then, bro. It was
Yeah,
wasn't nothing
and you
digital,
be like,
man.
when I say this and you say that, I mean,
Or they
hey,
get on
bro.
stage and go ooh ooh.
Yeah.
And then so what about Cash Money Records, Juvenile and Lil Wayne, Birdman, all them, bro, when they first started?
Well, when they first started, like when I was down there, I'm not gonna lie, like my dad would get us commercial shit when it was like '93. I knew every word of Snoop Dogg Doggy Style and I was born in '86. You feel me? So you do the
Yeah.
math. I was like 7, 8 years old, knowing every word of Snoop Dogg. But I knew every word of Foo Fighters and Nirvana and Alice in Chains, and
Yeah.
I was a big System of a Down fan growing up. You
Oh
know what I'm
man, I
saying?
love
Like,
System of a Down.
yeah, they have beautiful music, and that dude can sing.
Yeah.
I
It's
wasn't
a
big on Slipknot. A lot of people are. I'm more
Me
big on
neither.
Korn, but
Yeah.
you know,
You didn't like corn?
no, I'm bigger on Korn. Like
Yeah,
I,
me
I
too.
like
Yeah.
Korn way more. I fuck with Limp Bizkit, dog.
I do too. I love Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst, man. You know, he looked
Yeah, he
like a
got his
grandpa on
hate
that.
and shit, but he ain't never gave no fucks about it, and he's still
Yeah.
coming with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's some good music, bro. That's like when music meant a whole lot more, man. It was like people would pay $20 for a whole CD, and you know, it's got its good and its bad. Like right now you can pretty much listen to music for free, but at the same time that type of industry allows people like me and you to produce music. We wouldn't have a chance if in the old days, you know what I'm saying? Like selling CDs from the trunk of your car, that's a hard way to come up, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so it's like, but social media really has been bad to me, bro. If social media treated me like they treated everybody else, like fair, I think I would be way further in my music career right now. But
yeah.
YouTube seems to be treating me good, even though they demonetized me 2 weeks ago, and for an insane reason. And I got my senator working on that. But let me ask you this, bro.
Hey, Trump's here. He gonna solve all that shit.
We'll see, man. I hope so. I hope so. It seemed to have an effect on Facebook. Well, so we'll see. But let me ask you this, man. Since it's everything, it's popping right now. Have you been keeping up with what's going on in country rap?
Yeah, really in a major way, but like, see, it's kind of funny because let me just put it down in perspective. First of all, major fucking Creek Squad, Goon Squad, fucking OG, fucking FJ, like I fuck with it all. Like I fuck with some Jam Wayne. Like I can I listen to all the tops. I'm starting to listen to 501 Brides, the younger cats that are coming through. There's some dope shit coming up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
501 Breezy. Yeah, he's good.
But see, my perspective as an artist versus a fan, because I started out a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was like, it was the first genre of music where I really felt like someone that listened to these songs would want to hear what the fuck I got to say to. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because when I heard gangster rap, and I'm not a gangster like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like in the Bloods, Crips, fucking white supremacy, I'm not none of
Right.
that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
If anything, I'm a heady cat that likes to go to live music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would be my major family. Like I like to go to shows with my homies and go to festivals, and really I like bluegrass live. That's my favorite music to experience, and I'm starting to learn how to produce it a little bit. So, you know,
Yeah. My
I got the
banjo's
guitar
right
in my
here.
hand every day. It's
Yeah.
good to have an instrument in your hand every day.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I should be mad at myself, bro. I've let it go. I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, bro, when I was 15 years old, I was opening for Allison Krauss at the Ala Capri Casino with Flat Branch Bluegrass Band. That's how good I was on the banjo. And I was thinking today, like, I have forgotten all that shit. Like, I really, and it ain't, it's my fault. Like, when
It's like that language thing you was talking about. Music is just like that, dog. And
bingo.
you know, and I know. So since it's been that long, what you would have to do is your muscle memory is there in your subconscious. You can't get rid of it. And your ear is fucking beautiful right now because you listen to beats all day long like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
know your ear is on point and you can hear if something's off key, if something sounds weird. So when you just fiddle around with a guitar, you know what I'm saying? And just don't even focus on much but the sound when you fuck around. You
Yeah.
got that. If you got it there, it's the same thing like with any other thing. Like I remember being a little kid, they give everybody that recorder and you fuck around on a recorder when you're a little
Yeah,
kid in
yeah.
class. Everybody does that in elementary school because recorders are plastic and cheap as fuck. They probably got them
Right,
for 10 cents a piece. Yeah, I mean,
right. That's the
they're not
old
giving
days.
everybody saxophones.
Yeah, that's the old days.
You know what I
Um,
mean? But like I I was trying to watch videos and shit. Now I got a book and I was like, let me play in this key and just be playing up and down. But one day, I just like was feeling sad and I was like, let me just fucking play with this thing because I didn't want to talk and it was kind of like a shield. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm playing this guitar, nobody will talk to me. They'll see I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
felt like that, and I just wanted to be like alone in my head.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then sounds start coming out, and then you start hearing shit, and then like then I didn't want to learn songs, bro. I don't want to learn songs. Like I have my music production, and I can find songs if I want to, but I don't want to learn songs because I don't want to get in the habit of playing the same shit. If you
right,
if I don't know any songs like that I practice, so I'm always practicing to hear it. And that's what kind of what they taught us in school because I used my GI Bill to get a associate's degree 20 months over at LA Film School while I was in the union.
oh, that's
And
awesome.
I did it online. And that's where I got my studio, most of my studio from, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Um, I've actually never been in a real studio.
Did
I ain't got the money for it. Everybody
Yeah,
wants money, you know what I'm
well,
saying? But
did
sooner or later, somebody will be like, "Come here with me," you know what I mean? I know they
yeah,
will.
yeah. Well, did you feel? Well, let's get back to. Did you feel? And you are in Tennessee. Did you feel uh a drive or a pressure at all to go link up with them guys in Nashville when they were doing that country rap collaboration thing? Did you feel like that ain't me?
Well, here's what happened. The week that was going on, I was kind of busy, and I had a thing coming up. Up in Owensboro, Kentucky, with my homies. There was a show, um, a bluegrass show, and I went and linked up with some friends there. We went to the show, hung out, and then on the way back, we stopped in Nashville that Sunday night because Lost Dog Street Band, Benjamin Todd was playing in Nashville, and he's from right outside of Nashville, and he did some songs he said he'd never do again, and he's got he's it was a real emotional show, man. I loved it because it's one of my favorite bands and shit. And I was there in Nashville, you know what I'm saying? And they had that going on, and I didn't feel like pressure per se. I really didn't feel a urge because when I seen it happening, I kind of like commented under it, and like I think I commented like under Broadnax's page, and he liked it after the fact. But like after I was thinking about it, I was there in Nashville, and I had Skeet saying something about it. Kush, I there was some like, hey man, you should hit him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
Skeet told me that too. Yeah,
I was with my wife. We already had tickets to both these shows. We had plans with friends.
yeah,
And I was like, what would be the most authentic thing for me to do right now? And the realest shit I could have done was not go there because during the time they had that, I made so much dope fucking music, bro. Like
yeah,
here in my house, and I had a couple really cool collabs that's coming out, and I networked with people that are nowhere near Nashville. You feel me?
yeah,
Like during that time I started working with Eddie Valiant, and we had those couple songs that I have out with him, and now I got another one next week coming with him. So personally, my value, because I did get some requests, and it was known, and I saw the posts. I mean, I'm in the algorithm, you feel me? But I didn't want to go because I didn't want to be that dude that was like, oh, he's on that one fucking song that so and so's on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I would rather that be someone like you. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you fucking work every day, bro. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? Now, if you got on, and I would be like, yeah, bro, dude was on my yes.
yeah.
That man, we on the fucking live. Go look it up. We on
Right.
the live together. Go look it up. and
Yeah.
vice versa. And that's what the Swamp Music Mafia thing kind of is. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody does break, then it's gonna be the fans that say yay or nay. You feel me? And
Exactly.
and it does, and it's starting to come down to like where you're probably going with it. Like the fans saying things, the reactors latching on to things. There's all these sides and motherfuckers that are like, I ain't trying to be part of a side, and then there's like this obvious music industry fucking puppeteer shit going on, like right in front of everybody's face. You
Yeah.
know, and what's known don't need to be explained.
Right.
And if you're gonna ask me or explain it, you're just not noticing what's going on. But there's been like all these diss tracks, right? But at the end of the day, for me, what those diss tracks mean, and they come in the wake of this Nashville thing, and then this like back and forth thing that's way over my head because I'm like, can I have fucking 10 cents of that $100 bill? You know what I mean? Type shit.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
I don't wanna hold my cup out and beg. Like I made some fucking dope ass music, you feel me?
Yeah.
But shit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm
Because
a
it's like, it's almost like you gotta have this negative vibe of fuck this guy.
yeah.
Oh, then he can come on the ship. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I was not invited to Nashville. My grandpa died that week. Like, and you
I
can ask
remember
D.
that, dog. I
Yeah.
posted on your shit. I
Yeah, I
remember.
remember that, and I appreciate it, man. You could ask DJ Catfish. He's in a chat how close me and my grandpa were. Like he raised me. You know what I'm saying? And but he died that week. But even if he didn't pass away that week, like it was pretty much known. Like Bloodhound was not invited to Nashville. Uh, there was some artists. There wasn't a particular artist there, and I don't want to say no names because I really don't have nothing against the guy, and the tension between me and him is half-ass my fault. Like I'm not gonna lie, but I seen a picture of him there, and I knew then, oh, if I would have showed up, it would have just been bad. So I was talking to Demon Jones that whole weekend, and then Demon he didn't respond to me until like the last day, and he was like, bro, I'm leaving Sunday, going back to Georgia. You could come though. So it was kind of like that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like Bloodhound was not invited. So when they say all artists are invited, uh, no, I no. When Skeet called me, old Skeet called me, and he was like, "Are you going to go to Nashville?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" So he's the one that told me about it. And so then he was like, "Are you coming to Nashville?" And I said, "Man, I don't. If you're going to go to Nashville, Jeff, if you're going to go to Nashville, Skeet, I don't want to ruin it for you because if I go, he wanted me to go with him. If I go with you, then it'll ruin it." And shout out to him because he was like, "You know what? If they don't accept you, if they don't accept Bloodhound, then I'm not going to go." He said that straight up. And so I just knew, you know what I'm saying? So when they say all artists was invited, I promise you, if we could rewind time and I would have got in my vehicle and drove up there, I promise you, it wouldn't have went the way things went. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that there's bad people there. I'm not saying, it wasn't a good or bad thing. I'm just saying Bloodhound was not invited. So when you go on the
Right.
internet and you say everybody was invited, bull motherfucking shit. Because
Well,
I got so much respect for Demon Jones though, because he was the only one that was keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and if you look at the whole situation, there's a spokesman and there's a businessman and then there's a guy probably funding the whole thing or maybe a couple guys pitching in. Like if you look at the big picture of everything, and
Yeah,
for my point of view, I see what they're trying to do. For my career and my brand, I was not trying to do that.
I feel you.
Um,
I
like
respect
for
you more for
me,
not going.
right. For me, it was like if there's something everybody's doing it, there's a reason I ain't died on fentanyl yet. You feel me? Because I was like, oh, I see that. Yeah, no, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Right.
I dropped the dope pipe. I was like, oh yeah, I see now. Yeah, You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you can
Right.
make decisions in your life to not to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
like I seen some shit earlier in the chat, and they were saying that we dodged a bullet, and really, I didn't dodge a bullet. That Nashville thing wasn't in the Swamp Tree Seder plan. Um, I any bullets I would have would be come in the form of a handshake through a DM on any collab I've done. That's what real life for an artist is. You know what I mean? And I had the fan perspective, and when I had the fan perspective, I didn't watch reaction channels. Like I
Yeah.
just watched the artist. I would see the reaction channels pop up, but I would just watch the artist. You feel me? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. I think maybe what they were saying was, and correct y'all, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of it all, not all the artists that went to Nashville got to get put on the track. Not every artist that went up there got to made the track. You know what I'm saying?
well, they were saying it was like 100 people a day hitting them up, and I believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you do something like that, especially on the internet, because I know I'm crazy. So a lot of these motherfuckers on here gotta be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you it's good. It's safe to assume that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And my crazy comes from experience. It's not like
Learned it.
fucking I got anxiety bad. You feel me? Because I
Yeah.
seen shit. That's all.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know me myself, I suffer from PTSD myself. And I suffered from it from a long time until I was actually diagnosed with it. When I was diagnosed with it, it was like a big weight had lifted off of me, like, oh wow, that is what I got. You know what I'm saying? And then once I realized I had PTSD, I was able to address it. You know what I'm saying? But I deal with it every day. Even yesterday, I had an episode. And so I get what you're saying. You know, I've totally understand it. And I feel like people use that sometimes and they don't know what it is, but I do. And it's like in the Nashville, if I'd have went in that studio, I don't care how many famous people would have been in there. If I walk into a room full of guys, I'm as uncomfortable as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that might be going back to us being in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to readapt to society. You know what I'm saying? And
It did look like a leave your people outside situation as
yeah,
well.
it did. It did. Yeah.
And I'm not if you yeah, and that's something that a 38-year-old perspective is going to bring to the table. And I did not fail to notice the average age of the people that was in there.
Right.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're
Right.
38, I'm 38, right?
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for a while. I'm not gonna say X amount of years because I don't fucking know, but you know what? I could say I started fucking talking it too. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Right.
feel me? Like
Yeah.
everybody learns to write in school. You know what I
Right.
mean? So if you want to say I've been rapping since pimping, been since
Yeah.
pimping, since been
Yeah.
pimping.
Since pimping been
You know
pimping.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
been said in so many fucking bars that you might as well just use it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
type shit.
Right.
But like for me, I don't want to hear the like I when it's like fuck your bitch, it's like nah, you're not gonna fuck my bitch. You know what I mean? So I never would be like I
Yeah.
talk shit about that
Yeah.
in one song, but like you know I like making fun of I like rapping and making fun of the way other people rap while still making it sound cool. And then the motherfucker is talking about is gonna be like me, no, wait, no, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because I've always had this thing, I guess, from being in the military and being in prison, where I find I'll find your insecurity and just lay it out on the table. Because
Yeah.
look, I got a belly on me. I'm ugly as fuck. I was a deadbeat dad for you. Like what?
Yeah.
Like there ain't nothing you could do
Right.
if you lay your shame out on the table. Because I've dealt with my shit. I ain't mad at you for not being able to
Right.
handle my life.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not stressing about any internet trolls life or anybody, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
get on this internet to talk about the music and the scene. And I'm
Right.
glad you asked me that question because, the whole thing's about being independent and you hear it in the bars and it's like nothing about a leg up. But if you look at the progression, like my progression was, I heard Jelly Roll first. I went back to listen to Jelly Roll shit. Found Up Church. Listen to all Up Church's shit. Found Adam Calhoun. Listen to all his shit. Broadnex. Listen to all his shit. Found FJ Outlaw, Mercules. Started listening to Ouija Mac over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen to all these different artists that are on the scene. Do I listen to all of it all the time over and over again? Upchurch, I used to, but since I started, like, in Calhoun too, like, everybody was all cool with each other.
Right.
So everybody knows all the music, but now it's like either or.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not what my music playlist says, so that's not real to me. You feel me?
Right.
And I got more bluegrass on there than any of them combined, and not Billy Strings. So
Yeah.
you
Right.
know what
Like
I mean? So
Earl Scruggs and Ralph Stanley and Ricky Skaggs and Lester Flatt and all them
yeah,
people.
Armchair Boogie, Leftover Sam, and several other,
John
you know,
Hardy and yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
fucking like people that are, out there doing. I listen myself mostly, I guess, because I do like to practice. And
Well, you're an artist. You know what I'm saying? You're an
since I
artist.
became an artist, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference because I was a fan and I didn't know every song, but it's like now that I'm an artist too, and then I listen to some music's. There's a thing where it's like ride or die. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're a fan, you have only that perspective as ride or die. But then when you start dissecting things musically, and you're like, I can say I like that song better than that song. You feel me?
Yeah. Cause you make it. You
So,
make
so if
music.
I don't like an entire project, I'm not gonna be like, man, I ride for dude, but that whole thing, I was like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I don't want to come out in public and say that. Everybody's got their opinion, and I'm not a fucking reactor. My reactions are the things in my house. I'm a man of action when it comes to my art. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
made that picking side song in reaction, and then after I released it, I was like, I'm not doing a reaction song like that no more
Well,
because that's
yeah.
not good music, bro. It's not real.
Well,
It's
well, I got a confession. I got a confession. So before all this started, I actually wrote, recorded, and had a music video shot ready to go for Just in Time. I dissed Just in Time. I wrote a diss track for Just in Time. I think DJ Catfish knows it. The chorus went like let's see what how the chorus went like they say I ain't famous enough to go and drop a diss. I'll tell them to kiss my anus, wait till they get a hold of this. And I just snapped on the bitch. And then, like, I took a day or two and got sober. And I was like, man, fuck, if I diss Just in Time, there's no telling what that's going to start. And somebody's going to say, who the F does he think he is? Bloodhound ain't nobody. Who the fuck is supposed to be? So I decided not to release it. And like a day or two before I realized Upchurch was dissing Adam Calhoun in his IG stories, I erased the diss track and I was like, oh man, I'm erasing this bullshit. And so I guess I'm glad I did because that was a whole fucked up period, man. And like I said, I do take some of the blame for all that. But I say this about the Nashville thing. There's an artist that went there, a dude by the name of Unholy Kales. Have you seen this dude? Have you heard of him? Yeah, he's a really good guitar player too. A lot of people don't know this. Black dude, good guitar player. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, with
so
the ETHG. Is he still with the ETHG?
I think so. I don't know, but
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he fucks with Shaka Man, Hustle Man,
yes,
and
yes, yes, yes,
and
him, yes,
B Millie. Shout out to them. They came on
yeah.
the Swap Music Mafia podcast.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
I was hollering at him about maybe possibly coming on this live in the future sometime or whatever. I even talked to Chop Easy today about me going on their live next month when I drop Welcome to My Addiction. And there was Unholy Kales, and then there's another artist called John Lynn, who's also from Mississippi, who I want to see him get more recognition. And then, like you said, 501 Breezy. I want to see 501 Breezy get more recognition. And yeah, Unholy Kales, 501 Breezy, John Lynn, and that's I think that's it. But he Unholy Kales went to Nashville, and I think that's helped him. So I'm not gonna say like everything that was associated with Nashville was bad because it helped him. You know what I'm saying? But we got
Am I
so
froze up?
is your camera? I think your camera might be off.
I think it might have froze up. Hold on.
You good, bro? I'll
There
mess
it
with.
is. I got it. Go ahead. All
You
right,
can't.
so Unholy Kales, I'm listening because Unholy Kales wasn't on
Your
the
camera
podcast
froze
with
up,
B
bro. We
Millie
can't see you.
and Shaka.
We can't see you. Hey, is there something in front of your camera?
Can you see that?
Nah, we still can't see you. Can y'all see? Oh, screen black. Nah, we can't see you. It might be the connection.
Well,
501
my
recognized
connection's
as a
good.
fan this week. I'm waiting on new collabs. It's cool, bro.
Can you still hear me though?
Yeah, we can still hear you, but it's almost 8 o'clock anyway. I'm probably wrap it up. But before we go, how can everybody in the chat listen to your music? Like, what's a good way to send people to your music? They want to check you out.
Swamp Tree, one word. Sater, Sater, and I'm swamptree.ent on Instagram, Swamp Music Mafia on Facebook, Swamp Tree Sater on Facebook, and I post all my stuff. I post pretty much every day, lots of content.
So like, is that what it is on Spotify and Apple Music? Swamp Tree
Yeah,
Seder.
Swamp Tree Sater, and you can find me. I got songs with old Skeet. Actually, it should pop up on your page, Them Boys, with a Bloodhound collab on it.
Oh yeah, it might. That's right. I forgot about that.
So I do have that Dim Boy song with you. We got that video on Old Skeet's channel. We got Swamp Music Mafia Mondays every Monday on YouTube.
Yeah,
And we'll support this channel as well, man. We'll toss up some guests and shit if you want. Like
I
I
appreciate
can
it.
get you some connects.
Hey, let me say this, bro. Look, man, let me shout out Creek Squad, bro. It's Creek Squad, Creek Squad, Creek Squad, Creek Squad, bro. They are awesome. What Upchurch has built is amazing. I don't ever want to see it go away. I cannot fucking believe that anybody in their right mind would look at a camera and say, fuck Creek Squad. That was an absolute career
Well,
killer right there. And
well, let me tell you right from Swamp Tree's mouth. You've heard that song "Country," and
yeah,
it said the old tin roofs and the dead swamp trees, and I'm a deadhead till I die. And
yeah,
that's exactly where Swamp Tree came from, because I'm a heathen and I see myself as a tree. And I see everyone as a tree, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the swamps in Louisiana, so it's Swamp Tree. So shout out Up Church and it's Creek Squad all day as well, bro. Cause like
absolutely.
even if crazy shit's going on at the top right now, or like even if like people are having their personal issues, I was inspired by everybody that's doing the shit, from Just in Time, fucking Creek Squad, Goon Squad, Broadneck, Demon Jones. I was inspired by every single one of them. Burden, shout out Burden, FJ Outlaw, Ouija Mac. All them cats are independent as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I went to the emergency room Saturday. Anyway, I went to the emergency room and it was a long ass wait, and bro, FJ kept me company, bro. FJ was talking to me on Instagram, and he like made it way more easier to deal with. He actually hurt his foot. He actually broke his foot in Kentucky. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but so he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm right here with you. You know, I broke my foot, blah blah blah." But that's between us, chat. Don't go. Don't. I don't think he wants people to know. But but it's 8 o'clock, dog. Hey, I appreciate you coming on at such short notice, man. I really do, bro. I really like what y'all doing at Swamp Tree, Swamp Radio, and you're an absolute beast when it comes to lyrics. And so I wanted to get
hey
you up
man,
here,
I
man.
appreciate that. Southside Sunlight, Volume 1 and 2, man. There's bars all through both of them.
What is it
I
now?
appreciate it. Yeah, it's out now. I got 2 albums out now.
Okay, Southside
So
Sunlight.
Southside Sunlight. It's all
Okay,
about motivation and positivity, and
absolutely. All right,
all
bro.
right, man.
Well, I'll holler at you, Swamp. Thank you for
And
coming
it's
through,
all
bro.
love. If you ever need anything from me, man, just you got a way to call me. All
Likewise,
right, brother,
brother.
man.
All right, man. All right,
All
dude.
right, all love. Thank y'all for coming by.
And all right, Chad. That's an independent artist, man. I did a song with him and was like, man, this dude needs some recognition. And so uh I might talk to Unholy Kales and try to get him to come on and talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm not wanting to start no podcast. I'm not trying to be no podcaster, but I do want to talk to these guys and bring them on. I'm not trying to compete with Chop Easy and Hickorybilly Short. What they got going is awesome. Want to support them 100%. Like what they're doing is blowing up. And so, absolutely, shout out Captain Kurt. Look, Captain Kurt is solid with me, 1000%, man. And I really feel like this thing's gonna stay rolling strong. I have a date for Welcome to My Addiction pretty soon. You know what? I'm so proud of myself. I made it half a day before I took my medication, and so and I toughed it out as long as I could, and that's kind of why I'm sniffing right now. But I'm gonna go to bed so I don't gotta take nothing. But I want to shout out Misty. Thank you, Misty, being a good mod. Terry, I see you. Terry Smith, Stacy, Nathan Flowers, I see you, bro. Let's see who else I recognize, man. I appreciate everybody being in here. I seen DJ Catfish earlier, and if I see your name once, the next time I'll remember it. But Welcome to My Addictions coming out soon. Appreciate y'all stopping by. And we'll see what the future holds. All right, man. Y'all, good night.